Well, I've been made redundant. What to do with the rest of my life? Some gardening, I suppose. Maybe a spot of DIY. Or we could get a dog, a camper van, and have some adventures. Well, I can't believe a year's passed since I made that last video clip. Anyway, come inside, meet the missus. So this is Trisha.
Hi.
And here is the most recent addition to our family. This is Kira. She's our Australian Labradoodle puppy. And we absolutely love her to bits. She's just one of the family now. We've had her for about a year. And that first year has been such fun, just doing all the training, you know, the usual stuff. Taking her out for loads of walks and playing ball. She just absolutely loves playing with her ball. We wouldn't be without her now, so that's the first part of our goal has been achieved. The second part, of course, was for us to get a camper van. So the update on that front is we have bought ourselves a van. It's a pop top. It's from a company called Wellhouse Leisure. They're based down in Huddersfield. And we just fell in love with the van when we saw it, and we paid the deposit back in January. So it's now coming up towards the end of July, but they've been sending us photographs periodically of the build of the van. So we know that the pop top roof is on, we know that the kitchen units are in, and we're now just waiting to get the call from Wellhouse to tell us that the van's ready. So hopefully the next little video clip you see, we'll be heading down to Wellhouse to pick up the van. Well, we did get the call and we decided to make a bit of a special occasion of it, and why not? So we went down to a hotel called Bagden Hall, which is down in Huddersfield, and it's just maybe 5 or 6 minutes in the car away from Wellhouse Leisure. So we had a really nice night down there. It's a lovely dog friendly hotel, beautiful grounds. It was just a lovely relaxing time, and after that we went along to Wellhouse Leisure in the morning and we met the team there, which was great. Had a look around. They sell lots of different types of vans down at Wellhouse, and as well as doing vans that are made to order such as ours. So we picked up the van and we have brought it home, and yes, it's here, and we're now going to take it up to our local park, at least one of our local parks, and give you the full tour. So let's go. So here it is at last, finally got our wee brown van. There she is. So it's a Toyota Proace, and this is the front of the van obviously. It's a 2-litre engine, and it's the automatic transmission version that we've went for. So it's 180 brake horsepower, which should give us plenty of oomph, I think. The front of the engine is really quite compact, so I think we'll get a good visibility when we're sitting in the driving position. There's no large bonnet or anything to look over. And then coming round the side, and there's the 17-inch alloy wheels. They're quite attractive, I think. Yes, I like the look of these. That's the rest of the side of this van. Not really much to say, is there? It's a van's a van. A van's a van is a van. And then coming around to the back, it gives you a good view of the overall size. So it's just under 5 meters long and just under 2 meters high. Having said that, the wind out awning on the side takes it just over 2 meters. And then we'll come round and have a wee look at the back. There's the Toyota badge and the Wellhouse badge. Just open this up, pull the tailgate here at the bottom, and you can see what it looks like inside. The seat and the bed system are on this the tracking system at the bottom. So there's 2 rows of tracks on each side. The seats at the moment we've pushed right to the very front of the van. But obviously you can configure this to whatever way you want. Push the seats forward, pull them back, and they just lock into this track system here. You can see my fingers not very deep, so it's quite a shallow track, but it's very good, high quality steel. So it's very safe when the seat or the bed is locked into the position. It's very secure. So as I say, the seat's far forward at the moment. That gives us a large amount of space for packing up when we're travelling, if that's what we want to do. And then when we get to our destination, we can just pull these seats back and get the maximum amount of living space that we can. Now we've also got these little pigeon holes at the back here. They're not very deep, quite shallow really, so we thought we could maybe make some little bags or something to put in there just for storage, so that we can carry some little bits and pieces around. This is where the shower goes in, so the little shower attachment that clips into there. If Kira gets particularly muddy one day, we can just shower her down. In this cupboard here, just press the button and open the door, and you'll see the LPG tank. So this is the type where you actually just pump the gas straight into the van. You don't need to change the bottle at all. And most petrol stations will now supply LPG in that way, or a lot of them anyway, maybe not most. And I think that's where it goes in there, just a little nozzle. Take that off and put the pump in there, and that's how you fill it up with LPG. And if we're on a campsite, that's our electric hookup point. So that's it for the back. I think we can just close that over now, and it'll be time to head inside the van. Oh, before we do that, a couple of bits on the outside. That's where the diesel goes in there, and I think there was also a couple of bits around the other side that I forgot to mention. So just round here, and this is where the grey water comes out. You can collect that in a basin or what have you. And down here there's a small exhaust pipe which is for the diesel heating system. So the first thing to do when we get in the van is probably the front 2 seats, get these far forward as possible so that we've got the most living space that we can get. And it's a case of swiveling the chairs round, so I'm just going to manoeuvre these forward a little bit. Then there's a little lever just down here, and that lever, whoa, just slides. I nearly came round with that. And it just slides round like that. I'll come round the other side. So that lever just slides round, and the seat just turns round facing that side of the vehicle. So I can probably push that back a little bit further, so we've got the maximum living space.
And how does that feel?
It feels quite good. So it was quite relatively easy. It was sticking a little bit. I think it was touching against the handbrake, but I mean it's the first time we've done it, so I think we'll get a little bit better. And it's going to be exactly the same with the driver's seat as well, the same kind of process.
And is that as far back as it goes?
Can
this you push it back
that's
further?
Pretty much as far back as it goes, yeah. But it feels good. Feels good. So the next thing to do is to maximise the amount of living space that we've got in the van. I'm going to push these seats right to the back. These seats are a very substantial piece of kit. It's on a very heavy steel framework. Good quality seats, very flexible. Like I say, I can push these right the way back to get the maximum amount of living space. And to do that, you can see down here, there's a little paddle that I need to push down, and then I pull out the lever underneath. So it's just a case of pushing that down and the whole thing pops up. I can do the same at the other side. Pop it up. Once that's done, that's released the bolts from the tracking system at the bottom, and it's just a case of sliding the seat back to where we want it to be. So as you can see, I can just walk this back and we can get the maximum amount of living space that we want. Voila, that's it.
So I'm just going to show you the cooking area that we have in this van. So we've got these lovely glass work surfaces. However, we have to be very careful with these because although they're tough and glass, they're not heat resistant. So I have bought some silicone covers for these. So on this side, we've got a 2-burner gas stove, a big ring and a small ring. Looking forward to cooking on that. And then we can close that side, and separately we have a little sink. Pull that up. It's only got cold water, unfortunately, but hey, can't have everything in a little van. Then down here we have, pop that, we have a lovely drawer where our cutlery will go in. And here is our little fridge. Mike just won't be able to get his beer in, but he'll just need to live with that. He can get 1 can in.
As long as there's room for your stuff, Kira.
Yes. And then on this side, we have a nice big shelf. Obviously you've got a restriction with the sink. And then underneath that, we've got the necessity porta potty. We haven't used it. We haven't thought where we're going to use it, if we're going to use it.
If we're going to use it.
If we're going to use it. But we'll see. But we've bought the blue stuff for that. So, emergency use only by me, not Mike. Next to that, another cupboard. Quite a deep one. And there's actual space under here, so we can put little jars and things like that in there. So that's really good. Above here is all our controls. So we have our main power, and then we have our, this is the button to check what our leisure battery is at when we're not at hookup. Then we have, that is for the pump, for the tap. These are little lights. You can't quite see them in this because it's too bright. These light underneath here. Then we have lights here, and we have lights here. So really good. And this is the necessity heater for all good Scottish weather, even summer.
Yeah, it's, what is it? It's one of these Eberspacher ones. So it's the diesel heater, isn't it? And it heats the van. There's a little pipe actually down here. I don't know if you can see that. The light's not great, but that's where the heating for the van comes out. Is there any other little cubby holes or anything?
So the one that we can access from here is this one. Can't quite get into it because of the way the bed is at the moment. However, this is quite good, and it's got the electrical fuses, etc. in there. More storage under here and at the back. And then my favourite bit is this little secret storage here. And I have earmarked that for our little telly and all our electrical goods to go up here. I think that'll be ideal. This is Mike. He's going to put the pop top up in the camper.
It's a bit dark. Come in. Hopefully you can see this. But these straps, it's just a case of loosening these off.
Are they quite easy to loosen off?
They're not too bad, but it's the first time we've ever done this, so it's a little bit of trial and error to this. We did get a demonstration, but obviously when you're doing things yourself for the first time, it can be a little bit different. So I'm just going to do the same with the strap on this side. Just unloosen that. Slacken it right off, and then, fingers crossed, it should just be a case of pushing it up, like so.
How does it feel pushing it up?
Oh, it's like I'm doing my exercises back at the gym.
Mike's disappeared.
And that's it. Simple as that.
And what about the other part of the roof? Does that need to go up?
What other part? This part?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can push this up as well. I forgot about this. So I think it's just a case of shoving it up. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it almost goes up itself actually. The pistons just pull it up and all of a sudden you've got all this space. Which is great. Love it. Kira, how did you get all covered in seeds? What have you done? How did you... Oh, socks. All I can see is socks hanging down. Right, up you go. Can you get up? There she goes. She's up.
Hi.
What's it like up there?
I love it up here. This is my bed.
Okay, we are in the pop top. Well, I'm not actually in the pop top. My head's in the pop top. Trisha is in the pop top. How does it feel?
It's really good. I can't wait to be somewhere where there's a brilliant view, because you're so high up. It's going to be fantastic. You're like way above everything. It's brilliant.
It is pretty good.
And this roof that we got has actually got something a wee bit extra. A special request by myself to get, and it's the whole part of this canvas unzips and becomes like open top. So when we are in France and we park somewhere, we can actually have the whole canvas lifted and be lying here sunbathing. Not nude,
So that's
sunbathing.
going to be really good, isn't it?
It's going to be really good, yeah.
Do you want to have a go at unzipping it? We've never actually done this,
So I'll need to zip up the windows and then unzip it. So what we have is underneath here. I'll just zip this up. It's easier. You see there's a zip here. So we've zipped it right down here, but you can see from that this will open right up. So if you come back to me, I'll unzip it all and we'll fold it up and we'll let you see what it looks like. So what you do is you velcro up here along, and then at the sides, we normally wouldn't have these straps on because it can make it a wee bit more difficult, and then you take the sides and there's a little strap and you just basically tuck in, and on this side, as I say, it'll be easier if I didn't have the roof straps on. And there you have a fabulous view, which I love.
And that's what it looks like from the outside. It does look like you've got a pretty good panoramic view from up there.
Brilliant.
And Kira's having fun too. What, she's covered in seeds. I don't know how she managed to get that, but she did. Didn't you, Kira? You enjoying it up there? You got a good view?
See, there's some over there, duckies.
Oh, so the other thing we meant to mention was the lights, didn't we?
Yeah, so we have these little lights upstairs.
Yeah.
And the controls here, and they also have USB charging points
Where's that about?
down here.
Oh, right. At the
So
base.
it's out the side.
Okay.
So these are really good because they're bendable. So even if we were up here and it was dark, we could have our wee light on and do some reading if we wanted to. So I love it.
Yeah, very good.
So that's our van. I hope you like it as much as we have. It's taken a long time for us to get it. We took a long time making the decision what van we wanted, and it feels worse than being pregnant and waiting on my child being born. We've decided to call her Maggie, and the reason for that is she's a wee brown van, and it's in honour of the Bruins because my husband's from Dundee, so we think it's very appropriate to call her Maggie.
Yeah, so there you go, that's Maggie, and you've had the grand tour, so there's going to be lots more vlogs to come. So if you liked this one and you fancy seeing a bit more, then remember to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!
Say bye, Kira!